Welcome to SiGMA TV. Today we are joined by Anthony Camilleri, Head of Sales and Country Manager for Western Union Business Solutions Malta. He will be sharing some insights about how the world of financial services and iGaming come together. Anthony, thank you for joining us today. So you are Head of Sales and Country Manager at Western Union Business Solutions Malta. Can you walk us through what it involves?
Good question. So, WUBS Malta, Western Union Malta Business Solutions Malta Limited is part of the whole group, right? Part of a global group. In Europe, we have three umbrellas. So we have the Western Union International Bank, the Western Union Money Transfer, and then there is the WUBS Malta and the WUBS in general, right? Which we are part of. So obviously my job has, as part of the country manager, has a team of, at the moment, 21, but that is growing, and it's growing year on year. And obviously liaise with the whole group with the strategy for the Maltese businesses. Of course, we follow the group itself. The strategy is built by the group, but then we have the board of directors in Malta as well, which I'm part of, that obviously follow the business per se, growing the business and growing the numbers and giving the service to the Maltese businesses. So that's mainly, in a nutshell, of what my job entails.
I would imagine that Malta is quite a particular market. So what are the specific needs in terms of monetary transfers?
Yeah, a lot. So basically Malta had its challenges, right, that everyone knows about. Correspondency banking, high risk gaming sector. Those were all challenges for the Maltese market, right? As the public knows, we're servicing banks today, so we're supporting banks as well. We feel the responsibility to help Maltese businesses succeed in their plans, succeed in their business, but at the end of the day, service the Maltese economy of how we can, right? With all powers we have. As a company, as a global company, which is listed in New York Stock Exchange, right? We have the support. Malta as an entity has the support of the whole group. So we're in a position where we can help banks, we can help the gaming sector, we can help the import exports, we can help any client, and not help them within the Malta boundaries, but obviously more with the support of all the group. So that is something that we are proud to do. We are proud to help.
How important, in fact, would you say it is for Maltese businesses to have the WUBS reach and capacity to have access to it?
Good. I mean, we have a lot of companies in Malta, and the growth that Malta have seen made us in a position to help more, right? And made us a key player for the businesses in Malta to have a reach everywhere. Thankfully, Western Union has correspondence everywhere. Has correspondence in every. I would say we can reach more than 130 currencies. We can do more than 30 currencies in holding balances. We can go about it after. But I think we are getting a lot of requests, most especially in Latin America, for gaming. The dollar in everywhere. So we're getting a lot of requests where maybe new companies or companies not as big as us don't have that reach, right? And the good thing about Western Union Business Solutions is that we focus on just payments. So that is our prime business,
really
right?
So on delivering.
Exactly. And we take advantage as well of our 150 years in existence.
Of course.
Not Malta entity, but the whole group.
Overall.
So the connections that Western Union gives us to WUBS as well is a reach that is hard to see or to find in any company, to be fair. So yeah, we're proud to give that business to all companies.
Obviously, all this is happening against the backdrop of COVID-19. It's a reality. And would you say that COVID-19 has impacted the importance of having adequate risk management? And, has WUBS changed its approach, or how has it reacted?
I mean, COVID-19, I think, accelerated some of the services or the way we do business, right? The Maltese economy has been growing for the past years. So COVID-19, I think, accelerated the way we think as a Maltese market now, right? I mean, we all know that Maltese love checks. So it is something that we don't find it anywhere else in Europe, let's put it that way. We have discussions internally, and when we speak about how dependent we are on checks, it's amazing.
We still are. I didn't realize, to be honest.
That is something that has changed due to COVID.
Of course.
Right? It accelerated exponentially. So where we used to have 70%, 70% of our client base paying us by checks, now it's down to 10. Now it's down to 5.
Makes sense.
So obviously accelerated that. Obviously, people that tend to were scared to go digital, now they had to go digital.
That motivation,
at one point.
let's put it that
Exactly.
way. Yeah.
We had big companies where, traditionally they have some security approval methods where a check needs to be written and then the owner of the check signed it. Right?
Yes.
That has changed. That has changed and changed.
I'm sure the processes have also become more concise, kind of.
Efficient more than anything.
Exactly.
Efficient more than anything, because at the end of the day, today, sending a transfer in SEPA to pay us or even us to pay out, obviously it takes a day. While if you give me a check, I need to clear it. It takes 3 or 5.
Course,
So that efficiently that became much more efficient.
A bit of a silver lining, maybe.
Exactly. So we needed it. The Maltese market needed it. So COVID is not bad in all fronts. But then there are other institutions and businesses that had to evolve quicker because of their risk management, of their importing restrictions as well. Shipping, it affected a lot of things. It affected the market per se, currencies, the costs, everything.
There's been a holistic adaptation, kind of.
Correct. And that's where Western Union Business Solutions helps as well with their platform. Exactly. Because we have a platform where you can insert all the invoices, all the incoming funds that you're going to receive, or the outgoing that you're going to receive, and you get a risk exposure on your currencies in an instant, where then you can decide if you want to hedge that exposure for your services and goods, and then obviously protect your business, right? Protect your profits, instead of importing something and you don't know how much you're going to pay for it because the other contract is done already. Yes. So there are things that I think the Maltese business and the business in general, right, had to adapt. And not take risks, and actually, understand the effects, cost that can happen, right? So people tend to say, this is a cost I have to burden, right? But actually, it's not a cost that you have to burden 100%. You have to pay it, but at least you can with the hedging tools or the holding balances. And the platform, you can forecast what you're going to pay.
It made everyone appreciate the bigger picture more as well.
Correct. Or else there was instances where we saw businesses importing from Europe because it's euro, it's easy, right? But never thought of trying to import from somewhere else because of the currency exposure.
Yes.
But when they see the tools, they can say, okay, so I can import this with an X amount in X currency. And this is what I'm going to pay. And this is fixed for the year end, for the whole year, So it's a diversity. And what COVID showed us is that businesses cannot sleep. Businesses need to be dynamic, need to evolve, and need to
react immediately.
And need to make sure that when something happens, like the pandemic,
they're equipped to sort of do what is needed. Flexibility is the one thing that we've learned. It's amazing.
And that in finance as well.
But earlier you mentioned iGaming. So how do WOOBS and iGaming come together? Can you tell us more?
Yeah, I mean, we help iGaming in different methods, right? So there is the treasury function where gaming companies receive many currencies across the globe. And that is something that obviously we have the expertise on. And then the payments that they do to their affiliates, to their marketing campaigns, to their any expense that they would need, right? One of the challenges, because we mentioned one of the challenges in Malta is bank, I think, in Malta or the majority of are de-risking gaming companies, right? And it's hard for them to find banks that they can partner with. It's hard for them to find banks that they can offer the full services for per payments needs. So it is something that we feel responsible to help them because iGaming in itself is one of the biggest sectors in Malta. So we feel responsible since we are in Malta to help these type of diligently. So very, very carefully.
Naturally.
Exactly. WOOB's risk appetite is quite strong. So obviously we have to be very, very careful in itself. But then we do facilitate payments that they need for expenses, for their incoming funds in different currencies, you know. And the good thing about us is that we have reach everywhere.
Of course.
Some banks are giving bank accounts to gaming.
It's a streamlined service. It's like
Correct.
It works smoothly. Yeah.
Correct. Some banks are giving euro bank accounts to gaming companies, but limited to SEPA.
Exactly.
Right. So there where we can help. We can help them by transferring euros to everywhere in the world, in any currency, in everywhere in the world.
Removing a lot of hassle and charges.
That's one thing. Being more efficient because we have our correspondent banks in different countries where. Automatically, we don't need many correspondent banks to put a transaction itself because we have a direct contact. Exactly. You know, we have a direct route in that country itself. Yeah. So there are a lot of things that we can help the gaming companies when it comes to payments and technology. You know, we have the upload functionality. We have platforms so that companies, big companies, gaming companies, where they have multiple and tens of payments to their affiliates or to their marketing clients or partners, you know, that we can pay on a monthly basis. So there are many things where we can help. I think we're very competitive as well for fees and FX margins, etc. So this is not. We have a strategy in Western Union as a whole. You know, it has to be a win-win solution. It cannot be where I'm winning only or where the client is winning only in that circumstance. I mean, it has to be a partnership. We're there to help. We're there to do our best to make sure that their business moves efficiently.
Mutually beneficial. That's
Exactly. Obviously, with our limited risk. So that is very important. But there are multiple gaming companies that today we support. And I think they're very happy because they tend to give us or refer us to other gaming companies as well. So that is a good thing. That is a good thing. So yeah, I mean, that's where we collaborate mostly.
So my last question, I believe you've already answered it, but maybe you can delve a bit more. WOOBS brings a rich legacy to the industry. Obviously, there's the whole wealth of experience. What would you say is your unique selling point? What you would bring to the market that others do not?
I think WOOBS get the network, right? That the network that we have through our parent company. I mean, like I said previously, the parent company is one of the first companies listed in the New York Stock Exchange. If you look at Western Union as a company and its history, it's amazing. It's like one of the first companies that moved money from one point to another. Yeah. And that evolved in the business solutions era, where obviously we used, the company used the network that Western Union had and put it in the WOOBS as well, which ultimately gives us then a lot of partnership with a lot of banking in different countries. So we have a lot of correspondence. We have the ACH clearance transfers. So This is where if I pay someone in Australia, I'm going to use the Australian bank account to pay in Australia.
Right.
If it's in Canada, I'm going to use the Canadian account. Same goes with inwards, right? So they no need to cross border, paying lots of fees, using other correspondent banks. And I'm there. I'm already there. Same goes with Latin America. We're obviously speaking about gaming. We are seeing gaming expanding to Latin America as well.
Yes, it's one of the biggest emerging markets.
Exactly.
So the needs will be quite...
Exactly. And we have a lot, don't forget, Western Union is American. So obviously the connections we have in Latin America are strong as well. So for us to facilitate a payment in Peru is going to be easy. In Brazil is going to be easy, you know? So I think the best, and I've been working with the company for a lot of years now, and I've obviously researched on our competitors, new competitors, they come in, competitors that are already here, and it's hard to find someone with all the capacities or all the currencies that we
all the boxes, so to speak,
that we can help our business clients with, you know. So I think that's the best asset that we have.
You tick all the boxes.
Exactly. We're in Malta, in a small market, with a massive support from the group to help Maltese businesses in any sector, right? That is obviously in our risk appetite. But I think that's the strongest we have. And obviously the platforms as well, which Western Union is investing a lot of money in. And there are a lot of tools in our platform that the companies can use. And I think another point is, which is good to mention, is the attention we give to our customers as well. I mean, one of the pain points is you have a customer trying to contact his service provider, and it takes him 20 minutes to get hold of someone. You know?
Yeah. We've all been there, yes.
Exactly. Yes. With us, you have a CRM, you have a person entitled to you. You can call him on his mobile. He's reachable. He can help you there and then. And not just the Maltese entity that helps you,
makes
but
all
also
the difference.
The whole group
Makes all the difference.
So I think that's the best asset, yes.
That was extremely interesting. Thank you so much for the interview, Mark Anthony.
Thanks for the invite. Thank you.